Hey guys, Matt with CJ Off-Road here. Now today we've got our 2020 Pumpkin Willies behind me and we're going to be installing a set of these rough country skid plates. We've done a couple videos on these before, just out on the table, and I went over a lot of the features of them, but today we finally have the Jeep in and we're ready to get these installed. Now we chose to do the entire skid plate system, so that's going to completely encompass everything underneath and really give you that durable protection that you need when you're off-road, especially when you're overlanding or rock crawling. Now this kit comes with the engine skid plate, the transmission and transfer case skid plate, as well as your full gas tank skid plate. I do have all the other smaller brackets off to the side, but they do include everything that you need to get this done. Now if you are just installing the engine skid plate, there is a small little bit of modification needed, but if you're installing the entire kit like we are here, it's a completely bolt-on kit. Now they are heavy pieces, so you might want to have a buddy that can help you hold them up, just to make sure you don't drop them on your head. This gas tank skid probably weighs about 50 to 60 pounds. With that being said though, they are constructed out of 3/16 inch thick steel. Now they are also powder coated in a nice crinkle coat black, so you know that they're gonna last for a very long time, unless you bash the living heck out of them, which we really hope you do here at CJ's. Also, everything is reinforced and gusseted here on the transfer case skid plate, which I really like. All the bolts are recessed and it includes everything that you need, including all the brackets, all the zip ties, and all the little other odds and ends that you might need to get them installed. That being said, the Jeep's up on the rack, so we're gonna go ahead and start installing this. We're gonna start with our engine skid plate and then move on towards the back. All right guys, so we got the Jeep up in the air. Now you can do this with the jack and jack stands. However, I would recommend that you get everything supported by the frame rail and not anything near that back gas tank, because you're gonna need to remove some bolts there and also remove your wheels and tires because you have more room to work if you are on the ground. First thing that we're gonna do here is actually remove this transmission skid plate. Now this is just a small cross member, and you're gonna remove 3 18mm bolts. We're just gonna use a socket and a ratchet here and pull these off, then we can keep going. Then we can set this aside. Now what we're gonna do, after you have that transmission cross member removed, we're gonna go ahead and install the brackets for both sides of this engine skid plate. Now this one is gonna be the passenger side here. It's the shorter one. So what you're gonna do is go ahead and grab a 1/2 inch bolt with a flat washer on it, and you're gonna put it in through the top just like that. So basically you can only get it into that forward facing hole. There's gonna be 2 holes here. This is the front of the Jeep, so put it in that forwardmost one. And then what we're gonna do is go ahead and grab another flat washer and a nylon lock nut. We're gonna put everything up there one-handed. Just get it snugged up. So we're gonna go over and repeat the same process. The driver's side does have a longer bracket. Just make sure that the 2 holes are at the bottom, because those are what's gonna go onto your skid plate. Next skid plate we're going to remove in order to get this installed is going to be your transfer case skid plate, and that is going to require you to remove 4 18mm bolts, and then there's going to be 2 of these 13 mils that hold onto the gas tank skid here. Already got one pulled off just to figure out what size they were. We'll go ahead and remove these 2 first because they are the smallest ones, and then remove the other 4 18mm bolts holding this skid plate on. I'm just going to loosen all these up. So we're gonna basically take the flag mount that's included with the transfer case skid plate and slide it onto the driver's side hole right here. Basically it's a nice flat piece, and you wanna make sure that when you install it, it's going to sit flat in there. I'm not 100% sure on where this needs to slide to yet. I'd almost imagine that it has to sit right here like so. So I'm just gonna let it sit there and then we'll figure it out once we get everything else installed. What we're gonna do now is install the skid plate by installing both bolts on each side. You wanna install the front here first, and then on the inside of them, you're going to use a washer and a lock nut. Now this is where having a buddy would help. Right now I'm just using a pole jack to hold up the other side, but it was pretty hard to get to this point. And then after you get those 2 on, we're gonna go ahead and put them on to this side. So on the back side here, after you have them snugged up on the front, you are gonna install the supplied bolts. Now you're gonna put this one into the factory location, and then on this side, that'll be where we use that flag nut. So it is pretty much in the exact location where we need it. So if I put this up, I can almost line it up into spot. And this one you kind of just have to gently get started. Make sure it starts on the threads there. Then we'll go ahead and get both of these snugged up. We are going to be using this slot and this slot over here to get that transfer case skid plate put up into here, so we don't want to get anything too tight to where we can't move it around if we need to a little bit. Now we're going to line up the transfer case skid plate and go ahead and get that installed. You got the back, Ryan?
Yeah.
Let it loose a little bit. Let the side fall. So we got these two installed up front here, and then what we're gonna do is just go ahead and install one of the gas tank 13mm nuts, just like that. So then we can hold it up and it'll sit there supported. We'll get this one snugged up and that one snugged up as well, and then we can get the rest of the brackets installed. So now that we have those two snugged up, we're gonna go ahead and install the factory hardware right over here. Then we can install another factory bolt back over here. Now we're just gonna go ahead and get some of this stuff snugged down here. Nothing crazy tight yet. I will tell you guys, that one didn't look like it was gonna go in, but the washer does clear. So now that we have that skid plate on, the next step is to move on to our gas tank skid plate. First two bolts we need to remove are these two on the outer edge. Now you'll know it's the front two based on the way you look at it. There's gonna be 3 bolts on here, remove the front 2. So just go ahead and grab an 18 mil. We can get those pulled off. That's the nice thing too, guys, if you are thinking about wheeling in the future and you just bought your Jeep off the dealership lot, I'd recommend doing this in the beginning, because if you go out and take it out and really wheel the heck out of it, these bolts do not come out as easy and they can actually be pretty messed up to pull out. So now we're going to install the fuel tank skid plate bracket, and basically what we're going to look for here is there's going to be 2 notches. There's the same notches on each side, but the side that has the furthest back, it has a little bit of an extension. That's going to go towards the back of the Jeep. And to be quite frankly, you can't really put it on the wrong way, so I shouldn't say that too loud because I'll end up putting it on the wrong way and have to fix it off camera, but this is the way you got to do it. Go ahead and just get these on, and we'll get them snugged up here. That's the word of the day. Word of this episode is snug. So we are removing another bolt too from the inside of the gas tank. And now if you look right at your rear drive shaft, you're going to go basically right in line of that front of that Rosetta joint where you have this collar around it. You're just going to go up there and remove the 18mm bolt. And then we have another bracket I'm going to go grab and show you guys how that goes on also. So here's the bracket that you're going to install on the inside of the gas tank. It's basically going to have an L-shaped, a backwards L shape, and you have a nut down here that's welded onto the back side. You're just going to go ahead and get your 18 mil, tighten up the bolt up top, and get that to sit nice and flush. We're going to go ahead and snug it up nice and tight, and then we can keep working on this. So the last bolt we need to remove to put a bracket on is going to be right behind your rear tire. Now we have ours up on the lift, and it probably would be easier if I did remove this tire, but I can still get behind there and work with it. So you'll also want to remove this front gas tank skid plate bolt. We're going to set aside this hardware for later. And then also, when we installed that transfer case skid plate, we did install that 13mm nut right here to hold that up. We're gonna pull this off too and set that aside. And then we should be just about ready to get this on. I'm gonna go ahead and snug this all the way up so we can get it on a little bit tighter. And then we can probably get the whole gas tank skid plate on there and complete this whole system. Now what we're gonna go ahead and do is grab that gas tank skid plate. We have everything ready to go. All the bolts we need to be removed are all removed. And then we can go ahead and start getting everything installed here. Kick your end out that way a little bit. Okay. So right now what I'm doing is basically getting everything snugged up. We've got the bolts in the front. These 2 use the factory bolts. We've got the 2 for the gas tank cross member that we're not going to be reinstalling. 2 on the outside here on that bracket that we installed. And then on the back side, we've got 1 bolt on this side, which I'll be able to line up in a second here, and then 1 bolt on the other side, which will get all installed. The really nice thing about this kit is once everything's on here, none of these bolts are exposed, so you can bash the heck out of this and not have to worry about having any bolt heads exposed that you won't be able to ever get off. So pretty cool there. So one little thing that I did on the back to make it a heck of a lot easier for you is you're gonna go ahead and loosen up both of these 18mm bolts that hold on these smaller brackets. Get the lower bolts started, the included hardware, and then get the threads so they're all the way through the backside, and then you can go ahead and tighten up the 18 up top. That pulls the entire thing up, and instead of trying to push this all around, and it gets it really snug before you have to final tighten everything. But with that being said, we have pretty much every bolt we actually do. We have every bolt installed on here. So what I'm gonna do now is go through and tighten everything down to the torque specs listed on the instructions, and then we'll show you guys the final result. All right guys, well, we just wrapped up the installation of this Rough Country complete skid plate system. And I gotta tell you, I am extremely impressed by this. I'm really happy with the way it looks. Everything notched right into itself and really just looks super clean underneath here. Now, the whole purpose of a skid plate system like this is so you don't damage anything that's vulnerable down here. And you can see before this, we had just the few little bars that came with the Jeep from factory, but now this entire portion is completely protected. And it's using 3/16 inch steel, which is gonna be extremely durable. I gotta tell you guys, I can hang off of this thing and it does not move at all. It is really, really beefy. And I think honestly, I could probably hit it with like a 5-pound or a 10-pound sledge and it wouldn't even leave just a little bit of a mark on it. So I'm really excited for Steve to be able to take this thing out and really use it when he does go overlanding and be able to hit any obstacles he wants. His engine, his transmission, everything is gonna be protected, and I'm sure he's really gonna love this. Now, if you guys wanna check this out for your JL Wrangler, this is only for the 3.6 liter in the 4-door, but that's the most common engine type that we have. And honestly, I'd really check it out if you guys are gonna be doing any off-roading in the future. This is one of the greatest first mods that you can make because nothing else underneath here is dirty or banged up yet. So you can go ahead and install all this, not have to modify anything on your Jeep. You can completely remove this and get it back to factory if you want to. But overall, guys, I'm super happy with this product and I'm glad Rough Country was able to help us out and get this installed on this Jeep. Now, until next time, guys, I hope to see you out on the trail. And if you're interested in a product like this, be sure to drop by cjponyparts.com and definitely like and subscribe us on YouTube. You don't want to miss any great installs like this, as well as all of your Jeep news and up-to-date content. Until next time, guys, take it easy. And we're going to go out and try and really hit these skid plates and see how they hold up.